Standing with our community. State Member Update by Nicole Werner MP. Protect Warrandyte's beloved community facilities. The Warrandyte Scout Hall and the old Warrandyte Post Office have been at the heart of our community for decades. They are places where our children grow, where volunteers give their time, where history is preserved, and where generations of families have come together. Following the release of the Warrandyte Community Facilities Review, many residents have contacted me regarding the future of these two much-loved facilities. Manningham Council undertook this review to assess the condition, compliance and long-term sustainability of community buildings in Warrandyte. An important and complex task given changing standards, accessibility requirements, and competing demands on public infrastructure. Through this process, Council identified both the Scout Hall and the Historical Society building as not meeting current compliance standards, and has raised the possibility of providing alternative accommodation for their users. Understandably, this possibility has prompted strong community interest and heartfelt feedback regarding the significance of not only the activities that take place within these spaces, but also the heritage and value of the buildings themselves. Local Scout leaders have spoken with deep emotion about what these facilities mean. One long-serving group leader told me that moving Scouts into a shared multi-purpose space would effectively kill Scouting in Warrandyte, because the full Victorian Scouting program requires dedicated storage, outdoor access, and consistent space for activities. They have also expressed concern about the future of the existing Scout Hall, a place that holds enormous heritage value and personal significance for generations of families. Residents have echoed these concerns. Many have grown up attending events at the Scout Hall or visiting the Historical Society's museum, and have written to me to say that losing these buildings would be losing part of Warrandyte's identity. The passion and pride in our community is unmistakable. As your local MP, I have worked to advocate for the protection and enhancement of these facilities. Since the day I was elected, I have stood with Warrandyte Scouts and our historical and community groups to ensure they have the support they need. In 2023, I wrote a formal letter of support for the proposed refurbishment of the Warrandyte Scout Hall, a council-backed project scheduled for delivery in 2024 and 2025. That refurbishment was designed to bring the hall into full DDA compliance, provide new toilet and kitchen facilities, create a dedicated DDA-compliant car park, add an activities room and balcony for venturers, improve signage and landscaping, and address drainage and energy efficiency. I strongly supported this plan because it protected the hall's heritage while giving our young people a safe, modern, inclusive facility. The community expected this upgrade to proceed. When the review later indicated that upgrades to the Scout Hall were not a preferred option, I sought further clarification from Council. In early December 2025, I wrote to the Manningham Mayor to better understand the options being considered and to emphasise the importance of open communication and genuine community engagement as part of any future decision-making. I welcome the opportunity for Council to hear directly from residents and user groups about what these buildings mean to them. Then, in our final parliamentary sitting weeks last year, I also raised this matter in the Victorian Parliament through a formal constituency question to the Minister for Youth, calling on the Victorian Government to step up and take responsibility for supporting community infrastructure. I pressed the Minister to explain why the state continues to place compliance and funding pressures onto local councils and volunteers, while failing to provide the necessary resources to preserve important community and heritage facilities. I urged the government to commit real funding and practical support in partnership with Manningham Council to ensure the Warrandyte Scout Hall and the Historical Society building are protected and retained for future generations. I remain committed to working constructively with Council, community organisations and the state government to ensure outcomes that are safe, inclusive and sustainable, while also respecting Warrandyte's unique history and identity. It is important to emphasise that this is only one of many options currently being considered by Council, and no final decisions have been made. A transparent process grounded in community input and shared goals is essential to getting this right. I want to thank every resident, scout leader, volunteer, and local historian who has reached out. Your voices matter, and your stories shape my advocacy. I am here to advocate for you and represent our community. I am committed to listening, acting, and fighting for what matters to you. If you would like to share your views or hear more about this issue, please reach out to my office at nicole.werner@parliament.vic.gov.au. This story was read by Rebecca Rose.